I'm not going to swear. Okay, breathe in. Okay, I'm Liza, and thank you very, very much for the invitation. Thank you, everyone. It's really brilliant to be here. What an incredible space and incredible everyone, people. Just checking if this matches that. Okay, let's go. Thank you for the introduction. Small things, creative director and partner, and I also manage the studio with a colleague of mine, Wouter. I'm a motion fanatic, but you will hear that a little bit later. I'm a sound student. I'm currently very deeply into hardcore techno. If you have, why? It's not that funny. I don't know what this group is doing. But if you have a playlist that you would want to share with me, please do, as long as it's not jazz. That's all I'm saying. That excludes half the audience, but hey. I'm a book collector, quite obsessive. I recently bought this book, very useful. But I'm just wondering about the business model of those bookstores. Now I quite understand why things are not going quite right. Also, a bit about the studio, founded in 1977. We're 30 people, and of course, focus on identity, motion, and sound. And this is the team. They are the wonderful team, and all the work goes credit to them. And most recently, we have a sound producer joining, Jasper Skolma. And all the sound that you hear within the rest of the things I'm showing you are actually made by him, except for the jazz. He's going to release new music on Friday. Follow him. It's pretty good. A few things, a few highlights from the studio. Let's start with the first one, the Dutch Police. From the 90s, the 90s were good. This is true. Or working for the branding motion identity for Utah Jazz. Entropy Generative Identity, it's a blockchain company. North Sea Jazz Festival. To projects like the League of Legends. I don't know if any of you are into gaming. We worked with the Creating the Identity for MSI, released earlier this year, and one of our largest projects, creating the motion system for Instagram, a collaborative project with the Instagram team, and it was really brilliant to work with them. But alongside all our client work, we also have a lab where we investigate and research. And I'll just show you just a few things that we do when we come together every 4 weeks. We research how materials look like. We research behavior, how something moves. This is Jan, obviously very elegant there, and how human behavior affects motion. And of course, not every day we take things extremely seriously. We create programs that helps us, move when we don't need to move. And the last but not least is, of course, sound. How does sound interact with typography and motion? So, my favorite project initiated by the studio, truly favorite, and I'll tell you a little bit how it started, why it started. And actually, it started here at the International Poster Competition in Glasgow. It's still going on, so if you have a chance to go, please go. And we were there in 2017, and we'd seen all these beautiful, beautiful posters, and we were standing there, and we thought, hey, wouldn't it be amazing to create, have a festival, but show motion work? So we came back, but the problem with motion is you need screens. And the first thing we thought was like, hey, maybe we can take over this TV place, media market we have in the Netherlands. That dream didn't really come true, but would be quite cool to do this. Because a few months later, this happened. In the Netherlands, we have a lot of these screens popping up at the train stations, and they show wonderful ads, amazing ads. But when they don't, why are you laughing? This group here, when they don't show ads, they show screensavers. And the people that own the screens approached us and they said, can you come up with an alternative? So we came up with these city signs, and this is in 2017. So every city in the Netherlands that had a screen had these signs. So for everyone that had a screen, we could show these. And then they went out live, and we were so, of course, impressed because we saw our own work, but it made a huge impact of what you could do in a public space, that you could put something out there and it had an effect, that what you designed there is really, you can really consider that. So we also realized at that moment in time that our communication really defines what a city is. So for example, if I show you this image and you see all of the out-of-home ads, you feel a certain energy. It feels, whether it's positive or it's too much, but there is a sort of energy compared to this. I come from Greece. When I went back there and there was an economic downturn, the city had no ads, whether it's static or motion, and it really, really, you could feel the stress of that city. So our communication in that public space really had an impact. It's becoming really part of the city fabric. And in a way, it's a reflection of who we are now. It's the economic status, political barometer, and really a state of mind. So for us, all of us here, how we communicate is our responsibility. And that is not, it's not only, okay, we have the clients there, it's really together, it's what we put out there. So with that thought, we had this idea of bringing back that idea of initiating a festival and use the screens in the public space and actually show work from designers around the world. And I think the most important is share, share, I mean, it's share that possibility. We had that room to work with the screen owners. We could have kept it to ourselves, but that's pretty boring if you just keep it to yourself, but really share it with other designers who also share their work. I think this is a reason why we all come together and share work and talk about our work, but also not even a platform like this, but also that if you have more work, share it with somebody else, or you give the opportunity to somebody else. So we went to Global, the screen owners, and the Dutch railways, and said, can we use your space to show work? And that was at Amsterdam Central Station, 2019. We took over 80 screens, 4 video walls for 24 hours, no ads, no nothing, and it was in a public space, so people could see, other people could see it and really see the work that we are all doing, not keep it just for us. First was designing the identity. It was a little bit clumsy. not because we're crappy at typography, well, maybe, a bit clumsy, but it had to stand out from everybody else's work. And everything that you put on the grid moved. And that year, 2019, Demo generated 2,700 submissions from 70 countries. For us, it was crazy. It was, in total, 18 hours of motion. I was like, this was heaven. I was like, you know when they say don't scroll, you know, you look at your stats and they said, you've been 4 hours a day on Instagram? I was like, shit, fuck that. I've been 18 hours every day. I loved everything. And these were the people that were shown that day. And just for you to understand, these are the highlights. It was incredible. The whole station just changed. It was like a living, you know, a gallery. There was beautiful work upstairs, like showing, people were standing there, well, except for that guy. We're looking at the screens. He was checking the program. And everybody really, really enjoyed just looking at the work and not running off to the trains like you see here. And that experience really made a point that how we use our public space and what we do with that is very, very important. The messages we put out, because if you consider them, they really can have an impact than just putting anything out there. Of course, you know, that was 2019. We didn't know how and what. And then 2020 came along. Amazing year, 2020. Yeah, we can all acknowledge that. We wanted to organize Demo again, but we had that wonderful imposed break of 2 years, you know, where we could all think about, I don't know. But that was also that moment in time. I think it was really a moment in time about love and the love of the project that we had, because we couldn't stop thinking about Demo. We're like not every day, obviously, but every time we were like, we need to organize this festival again. When we get out of there, we're going to organize this festival again. And I think design and everything we do is really about love. You know how that feels like, you know, when it's like you are overthinking, we're obsessed, you can't sleep, and we care too much. And that's how much we felt about Demo, because we wanted to do this one more time. But as you all know, love is blind, because we forgot all about the Demo drama on that first year. We forgot how long it took. I mean, curating 2,700 pieces of work is not okay. It's like Excel, Excel, Excel. I saw so many Excels. I was waking up at night sweating. That was in 2019. Like, why would you ever want to organize this? We forgot that 2 weeks before the event, no joke, we had to remove all the work that had the color red on the platforms at the station. You're like, why? Because the train drivers would stop because they think it's like an alert. And I was like, it's a station. Don't you need to stop? What's the problem here? No, you need to remove the work. Can you imagine editing that work again? It was like, okay, we'll do it. The worst part was we forgot that day we had an info point, right? And it was slowly collapsing, and we only had a glue stick, and we were gluing that, like, whatever. Can you imagine gluing that piece with a glue stick there? So, yes, my friends, love is blind, because 2022 was like, yeah, let's do this again. Demo returned. And then we said, hey, we should just make it bigger, because it was so easy the first time. Train stations, shopping malls, cities, highways, metros, and airports. 3 airports. Smallest country with the most airports in the world. I have no idea why, because we took over 5,000 screens. Wow, you can't believe that we learned anything from the first one. We said we'll do that 24 hours, but this time we're a little bit wiser. We had a bigger curating team. Hopefully, Connor, are you here? Yeah. I think any Connor is just going, woo. I met lots of Connors today. And it was a bigger curating team, thank God, but this time we had 59 hours of motion. Well, I'm an addict now, okay? Confession. And these are the highlights. Again, a beautiful, beautiful day with really incredible work. This is at Schiphol Airport, work from Dirk Goy. Eindhoven, this is from Jonk, and of course all the shopping malls with the craziest screens that I love to just go there, just to hang out there, just to see these screens. And, you know, alongside that, we had, maybe a stupid idea. Remember the metaverse? Do you know what I'm talking about? Probably people born before this, you don't know what I'm talking about. So we had, let me explain, we had the Demoverse. Incredible idea where you can, it's on Roblox. You basically, screens, they move. You have to chase the screens, and try and find your work. It didn't work. But, no, it was a good idea. Oh, bad idea, good idea, I don't know. And this is what the day looked like. So, well, if you do this, you know what's coming after that. So we're going slightly bigger. I need London on that list. People, come on. If you just say we're working together, you just take your laptop, go outside. It's out of home. Come on. If we all collectively do that, we can do that. Come on. Yeah? Love might be blind, but love for design is definitely forever. Thank you. That's it.